I'm a 33-year-old entrepreneur, and my fiancée blindsided me with a demand that shook me to my core. She insisted I transfer a chunk of my business to her parents, threatening to end our engagement if I refused. My response left her stunned. My tech consulting firm isn't a Fortune 500 company, but it's my life's work. I built it from nothing. No handouts, no loans, just years of grinding, late nights, and sacrifices. I skipped holidays, lived on cheap takeout, and put my personal life on pause to make it happen. This company is my pride, my proof that hard work pays off. A year ago, I met Claire, a 29-year-old who seemed like my perfect match. She was ambitious, charming, and had a knack for connecting with people. Our relationship moved fast, and after a year, I proposed. Wedding plans were her domain, and I was happy to let her take charge until she dropped a bombshell. 3 months before the big day, over brunch, Claire casually suggested I gift her parents a share of my business as a gesture of appreciation. I was floored. "You want me to give them part of my company?" I asked, hoping I'd misunderstood. She smiled as if it was the most natural request. "Just a small piece. It'd mean a lot to them." I was speechless. "Claire, I built this from the ground up. Your parents had nothing to do with it. Why would I give them equity?" Her expression hardened. "Because they're family now. It's about loyalty and unity." The discussion turned heated. She called me self-centered while I explained that handing over ownership wasn't a simple favor. It had legal and financial consequences. The next day, her mother called, gushing about the generous offer Claire claimed I'd made. I was livid. Claire had misrepresented me, telling her parents I'd agreed. When I confronted her, she brushed it off, saying she was just uniting the family. Things escalated when Claire delivered an ultimatum. "Give my parents a share, or the wedding's off." I stood my ground, and she retaliated by spinning a narrative that painted me as the bad guy to our friends and family. I consulted my attorney and trusted confidants, who all agreed. This was a massive warning sign. Claire's entitlement and manipulation were deal-breakers. In the end, I ended the engagement. Claire's true nature had surfaced, and our values were fundamentally misaligned. Love shouldn't come with demands to sacrifice your life's work. The aftermath was chaotic. Claire and her parents tried to guilt me, and she spread a distorted version of events. But when I shared my side, supported by facts, most people backed me. Her tearful apologies and last-ditch efforts to reconcile didn't sway me. I was done. In the weeks that followed, I buried myself in work, letting my company be my refuge. My team noticed my constant presence but didn't press. One day, my COO, Tom, stopped by my office. "You've been here every weekend," he said, leaning against the door. "Everything all right?" I sighed. "Claire and I are done." Tom raised an eyebrow. "Over that whole giving shares to her parents nonsense?" "That and more." He shook his head. "Good call. Anyone who treats your business like a bargaining chip isn't worth your time." His candor made me chuckle, lifting my spirits for the first time in weeks. Claire wasn't finished, though. Her father posted a vague LinkedIn rant about ungrateful entrepreneurs who don't value family. He didn't name me, but the subtext was obvious. Colleagues and clients started reaching out, some with nosy questions, others with quiet support. One message from a longtime client, Sarah, stood out. "Heard the chatter. Your character speaks louder than rumors. Here if you need me." I replied with a brief, "Thanks, I appreciate it." Meanwhile, Claire's social media turned into a glossy showcase of her new chapter. Meditation retreats, vague posts about betrayal, and a sudden passion for startups. I blocked her profiles. Then out of the blue, I got an email from Sophie, Claire's younger sister. "Hi, Ethan. I know this is awkward, but I'm sorry for how my family treated you. Claire's always been manipulative, and my parents enable her. I run a small graphic design studio. If you ever need branding work, I'd love to collaborate. No pressure." I stared at the email. Sophie had always been the reserved one at family gatherings, watching more than talking. Her message felt like a breath of fresh air, a sign that not everyone in Claire's circle was caught up in the drama. I responded, "Sophie, thanks for reaching out. Let's meet for coffee sometime, strictly business if that works for you." Months later, the business was thriving and the gossip had died down. I reconnected with friends I'd drifted from during the engagement, realizing how much I'd shaped my life around Claire's world. At a tech conference, I bumped into my lawyer, Rachel. "You look better," she said, swirling her drink. "Less like you're plotting someone's demise," I smirked. "Turns out cutting out toxic people does wonders," she grinned. "Who'd have thought? By the way, Sophie Carter contacted me last week. She's got a great reputation. You two collaborating?" "Just coffee so far," I said. "She's different." Rachel raised an eyebrow. Just don't fall for the sister of the ex who tried to strong-arm your company. I laughed. Noted. A year later, I sat across from Sophie in a cozy cafe, sunlight streaming through the windows as she showed me her portfolio on her tablet. Her designs were sleek, modern, and perfect for my company's rebrand. So, she asked, brushing hair behind her ear. Think we're a good match? I smiled. Yeah, I do. There was a brief silence. Then cautiously she added, for the project, I mean. Right, the project, I said, chuckling. Sophie, I know this is tricky, but I'm glad we kept in touch. Her eyes met mine, hesitant at first, then warm. Me too. Claire's name resurfaced once more, an invitation to her wedding. She was marrying a wealthy investor twice her age, someone her parents apparently adored. I sent a polite best wishes and tossed the invitation in the trash. I felt nothing, no anger, no regret, just peace. That night, as I walked through my quiet office, I caught my reflection in the window. I saw a man who'd nearly let someone else's demands unravel everything he'd built. But I hadn't. My company was stronger than ever, my team was solid, and my life felt like mine again. No ultimatums, no guilt, no one else's expectations. My phone pinged with a text from Sophie. Sent the first draft. Also, there's a new ramen spot downtown. Strictly business, unless you're hopeless with chopsticks, then it's a rescue mission. I grinned. Some doors, it seemed, were worth opening. The experience taught me two things. First, boundaries are non-negotiable. If someone disrespects your no, they don't respect you. Second, love can blind you to red flags, but the truth always catches up. Claire's ultimatum was a blessing in disguise. It forced me to choose between my self-respect and a relationship built on conditions. I made the right choice. My business and my heart are mine to protect, but I'm not locking every door. If you connected with this story and felt its weight, please like, share, and follow for more real-life tales and heartfelt experiences. Your support keeps these stories alive. Thanks for reading, and I'll catch you in the next one.